You watch videos on your phone for hours, but the moment you think about doing something meaningful, you have no motivation. Most experts would say it's because you have a dopamine problem, and that's why you procrastinate, can't focus, and aren't motivated. But those are all just symptoms of the real problem. See, there's this little known fuel that your brain runs on that controls your motivation, inspiration, and ability to focus. And for most people, their fuel tank is empty. And caffeine, it doesn't refill it. Only this does. A simple, safe compound doctors recommend that can refuel your brain's motivation system and even rewire your reward circuits. So difficult work actually feels tempting and enjoyable, almost like you're on Adderall, but without the nasty side effects. And the best part is it costs less than your morning coffee. It's completely safe. It only takes 10 seconds every morning. Let me show you how it works. So everyone's heard dopamine drives motivation. And that's true, but most people don't know that this common knowledge is actually what's also holding you back from fixing your focus and motivation problems. See, dopamine takes up a lot of your brain's energy. Even though your brain makes up just 2% of your body weight, it burns about 20% of your total energy. So when you get tired, most people reach for coffee to try and recharge, or on the extreme, they even do things like dopamine detoxes. But they don't work because you don't have a dopamine or energy problem. You have a fuel problem. If your brain is low on fuel, it can't produce enough dopamine to reward you. So you lose motivation to do difficult tasks, and instead your brain nudges you toward easier things like scrolling on your phone, or you reach for a quick fix like coffee or your favorite foods. And here's the thing, your brain doesn't get refueled by the things you think would work, like eating your favorite foods or caffeine. Instead, your brain is looking for something called ATP, or adenosine triphosphate. ATP is basically the fuel for all your cells. When your cellular ATP runs low, your brain basically can't produce the chemicals you know as motivation, focus, or inspiration. That's why you feel sharp at 8 a.m., but by 2 p.m. your brain is foggy, your phone feels irresistible, and your willpower just isn't there. It's your brain running low on fuel. So you might think the answer is simple, just refuel, right? But the problem is that most of the things we rely on for fuel supply, the wrong energy to your brain. See, your brain runs on a few different fuel systems. One you might already know a little about is the glucose system, but you've probably never heard of the other one. So think of the glucose system like your basic fuel system. It keeps your heart beating, your lungs working, and your body alive. But it's not the fuel that powers high performance thinking, focus, or motivation. Instead, that's where the second fuel system comes in, the phosphocreatine system. This is basically the fuel your brain runs on for sports mode. It's the fuel your neurons use to help you access states of deep focus, sustained attention, and complex problem solving. But modern life drains it faster than your body can refill it. Every stressful decision, every hour of forced concentration, every round of multitasking quietly drains this fuel. And almost nobody ever gives their brain what it needs to refill it. So no matter how smart, disciplined, or motivated you are, you eventually hit a wall. You can't focus and you can't push through. And your brain keeps nudging you towards the easy stuff like scrolling, snacking, and distractions because you need fuel. And the harder you push, the faster you drain it. That's why research shows high achievers, intellectuals, and athletes often have the lowest levels of ATP, the fuel you need to run on sports mode. Because for most of us, our bodies can't naturally refuel the system's energy fast enough, and we burn through the fuel way too fast. And that's why often a vicious cycle starts where the more driven you are, the more you try to push through, the more fuel you use up, and the more your system begins to fail. So if your brain is running on empty, you need to recharge it. And that's where this little liquid comes in, right? It's backed by decades of research. It's cheap, safe, and so effective that it's been studied and proven to help us with everything from brain fog to memory loss. And the funny thing is, most people only know it for something completely different. In fact, you usually hear about it in the gym, not in neuroscience labs. But in 2024, a landmark study from Nature Scientific Reports, one of the most cited health journals in the world, showed this powder improved both working memory and intelligence scores. I like it in the liposomal liquid form because it's more absorbable. But they found that 29% improvement in language processing speed, 18% better energy metabolism in critical brain regions like memory and focus, and significant improvement in ATP, regeneration, and so much more. So what is this powder, or I like to have the liquid form? It's creatine. But with these studies, they prove that when you follow a specific protocol, which I'll show you in a moment, creatine doesn't just make your muscles stronger, it also powers your brain. It saturates your phosphocreatine storage we just talked about, so your neurons can instantly regenerate ATP, meaning your dopamine system finally has the fuel it needs to function properly. And when that happens, your brain stops fighting you. You feel motivated, inspired, and hard work actually starts to feel rewarding instead of draining. But like I mentioned, You need a unique protocol to get these effects. It's not just about taking just 5 grams like most people do for muscle building. Instead, here's how the brain protocol works. Step 1 is to start with what's called a loading phase. This helps you feel the effects of creatine faster because it's all about saturating your brain stores quickly. So what you do is take around 20 grams per day for 5 to 7 days before dropping down to the daily maintenance dose. Some people mention digestion problems when doing this, so I recommend splitting your creatine up to 4 doses of 5 grams each. You can even put it into a hot liquid like coffee or tea, or even warm water each morning. After 5 to 7 days, move into step 2, the maintenance phase. You can move down to taking 5 to 10 grams of creatine each morning. And then step 3 is to stay consistent. After 2 to 4 weeks, your brain's energy system reaches full capacity. That's when you'll feel the difference. Tasks that once felt heavy and impossible suddenly feel lighter and focus becomes easier. And the same work that used to drain you now starts to engage you. When you do this, you're recharging your brain's hidden performance battery and rewiring your reward system to finally crave the work that matters. Now, this creatine protocol helps recharge your brain's energy systems, but if you really want lasting peak performance, the exact approach has to be personalized because everyone's biology is different. Some people have hidden hormone imbalances, nutrient deficiencies, or genetic quirks that no supplement alone can fix. Well, that's why I work one-on-one with founders, CEOs, and entrepreneurs running advanced testing and designing a custom health optimization protocol tailored specifically to you and your body to help you perform at peak performance day in and day out. But this isn't for everyone. It's only for people who are serious about operating at their highest level. All you need to do is click the button on this video or in the description, fill out a short application, and we'll hop on a call so I can create your customized protocols for you. So if you're ready to finally unlock your full capacity and stop leaving performance on the table, click the link below now and apply.